Recording in progress.
Hi, teacher.
Jenny, how are you?
I'm fine.
That's great. How was your day at school?
It's summer.
Pardon?
It's summer.
Oh, it's summer. You didn't go to school.
Yeah.
And what did you do this morning?
Well, I just play with games, just random game, but I just download Block Blast for fun.
Okay. And what's the name of the game?
Block Blast.
Okay. And do you like it?
Yeah, sure. But then again, it was hard to get a high number, but also be like, it let me win so many times.
Okay. And tell me, Jenny, did you make any drawings today?
I don't have any inspiration or any stuff to draw.
Ah. What was the last thing you drew?
Well, I guess a little boy, like a little boy, and it had a very big cloth on it, and it looked very goofy. And then I draw other people who was laughing at him. But it's kind of like a goofy side, but not really a mocking side.
Okay. And why would you say it's goofy?
Well, I guess I just try to make the character look childish and make everything seems quite just endearing, but also goofy, I guess.
Okay. And tell me, Jenny, what did you eat for breakfast this morning?
Well, I sleep too late and I didn't eat breakfast.
Okay. And what did you eat for lunch? Did you eat for lunch something for lunch?
Well, just other stuff that may satisfy in the fridge.
Okay. And do you know how to make your own sandwich?
Yeah, but I don't have the enough ingredients like bread.
Okay. And do you know how to make tea?
Yeah,
And what about coffee?
coffee. Sure.
And what about do you know how to make iced tea?
Well, I did do it, but it tastes too bitter.
Better. So it needs a lot of sugar to be added.
Yeah.
And tell me, Jenny, what are you going to do tomorrow?
I don't really know. Probably just do some normal activity.
And what is normal activities for you?
Sleep or trying my best to think of something or just look over at my homework that I have learned in school to remember and not forget what I have learned.
Okay, I like that. So, Jenny, we're gonna have something different today. Just give me 1 second. I'm just getting your debate topics. There we go. Okay. Okay. Debate. So, parents should pay children for their grades. What do you think, Jenny? Should parents pay children for their grades? If you get good grades?
I mean, like, sure, yeah, it will be heaven, but then if you grow up more, it will be harder to get paid.
Mm-hmm. And can you name 3 reasons why parents should pay children for to get good grades? There we go.
Well, first of all, I think that if children got paid for getting a high grade, they will encourage themselves more to learn more and to get double paid on their grade. Second of all is I guess that they could save the money to return the parent back or something when they knew that their parents probably just gonna pay them back if they got a good grade. Third of all is I guess that if they knew their parent birthday, then it will be a great opportunity for them to get the money that their parents have paid them on the high grades and then just give them a gift, I guess.
Those are valid reasons. But then parents have the right to decide their children's future. Do you
Mm,
think parents should have the right to decide their children's future?
it depends, but I'm not really sure because different people have different opinion, and when we grow up, our opinion change ever so likely to become completely gone with and replaced with a new opinion on our decide. So if parents think they have the right to decide their children's future, it won't be right for their kids' opinion. They would think that their parents are being too forceful on them, and they would probably think that their parents always wanted them to do what they want.
Very true. And do you think children should never lie to their parents? What's your opinion?
Well, it depends on what they said. I mean, if it's really bad and they didn't want to break their parents' heart or even make them more sadder than before, then sure they might lie to lighten them up a bit. But unnecessary kind of encounter like you accidentally broke a vase or you accidentally um lost your dog, then it shouldn't be a great way for you to lie in front of your parents because nothing will go right on day by day.
Okay, well said. And parents should raise their children in a strict way. Do you agree with this or do you disagree with this?
It's depend, but it's depend on children actually. If they just raise their children in a strict way, sure their kids will somehow okay in Asian they somehow just still love their parents the way they are and always do this and that blah blah blah. Anything you see in the family. But some of the children have misturned the idea of their opinion on their parents, or like they might just hate their parent more and they're just gonna avoid indulging their parent and just randomly just be rude to their parent.
Okay, that makes sense. And parents must never punish children. Do you agree or disagree?
Um Punish,
Punish, you know what it means to punish?
yeah, and
Okay.
it's a sad way. But like I see that parents should never hit their children. Is that one?
No, no. And why do you say that?
Well, I just think that punish the children is I also kind of like the same example to hit the children because like I know this is kind of sad but also weird. This is not about me but about the other neighbor kids. I remember that the neighbor kids actually do something that their dad hates the most, and then his dad screamed and yelled at him and hit at him while he screamed for his mother, but his mother didn't do anything because his mother is scared of the violence that's going on. And then when I did not say anything because I'm trembling in my own home, seeing my neighbor just in their life, just violence, And then I get to school, I somehow heard from my friends that about their neighbor having their parents snap on them and then having violence going on. I step onto them and I said, I have the same opinion. Like, you know what? All three of us have the free same equal day. It's like we also gaslight, but also kind of just sad.
Yeah. And children should help their parents with housework. What is your opinion on this?
Yeah, I mean, like, if a parent is having a busy day and they have a stressful day because they're adult have to pay tax and everything to make their life more easier. But the important fact is just need to work, and work just to get the money that they want. And having a children will double the amount just so they have to work more. Having a kids to help them with some chores will ease up a bit.
Okay, valid point. And do you help your parents with housework?
Yeah, if they told me because I don't know what to do. Sometimes if I'm bored I will just organize some stuff for no reason.
Okay. And children must always argue with parents. What do you think?
It depends. I'm not saying like you can just argue randomly. I mean like it depends on the topic that you and your parents are talking about. If it's about friend, family holiday, all those 3, 4 normal chill stuff going on in the conversation, I guess you can just even slide it away and just having fun and blah blah. But if it was about necessary stuff like your dog died, right? But your parents don't know what to do and they also sometimes not very being care with you. So maybe you argue a little bit, but if you argue them a bit, then they will argue you double, and then nothing will go to be same because they're just like bit and back, argue and back. Nothing gonna stop really.
It will just go on and on.
Yeah.
Okay. And parents are always right. What do you think?
Well, I don't know. Some people, like the most perfect people, could get one stuff wrong. And by I mean that, sometimes you could say that to your friend. Your friend trusted you, of course, but then a few days later, you think that again. You suddenly notice that you're wrong, like you're actually wrong. You want to tell that to your friend, but you see that there's no other opportunity to meet them again because, well, you and your friend are in different class after all.
Okay. Well said. And ooh, parents must always buy children what they want. Do you agree or disagree with this?
No. I mean, like having an Asian child thinking about this, they will be completely normal or very excited to hear that. But then again, if parents just buy anything that the children want, they might just become spoiled thinking that they can have anything they want and they can never hear the letter no in their question when in a shopping mall. And they will just probably gonna throw tantrum anyway.
Yeah. And parents shouldn't shout at children.
It's depend, but I guess well sure. They shouldn't shout at the children because well even though how much force and how much you're trying to make your kids stop, it doesn't mean like you're gonna just like make your kid even feel more sadder, but also make your kids but also make your kid also doesn't like you that much. It will increase the more hate on you more. Depends on the kids.
Okay. And parents should choose their career for their kids.
Well, no. It's just like the one parent have right to decide if kids' future is just a thing.
Say again.
It's like parents should choose the career for their kids. It's also the same opinion as parents have a right to decide the children's future.
Yes. And what would you do, Jenny, if your parents decide which career you are going to do? Would you be happy or was sad about it?
It depends on what they said, but if they choose the stuff that I hate the most, and especially forces me to do that, then sure, at least I have some practice to actually have a talent so I can show it out to the people and then actually use that thing to be useful and helping people somehow, right?
Yeah, definitely. And children should always eat what they want.
No. I mean, like, children are only kids. That mean like it depends if the kids is about probably like 8 or 9 to 10. They'll probably be more wiser because how much they're going and searching on the internet. They'll probably be wiser, okay? So they understand more. But it depends. So if children are just like how you would think they are, then well, I don't think so. They're not really responsible for their health. They're just responsible for their liking.
Yeah. And there are no bad children, only bad parents. Do you agree with this statement?
No, it could sometimes be the opposite, or just both at the same time.
Well, see. And do you think kids are worse than parents?
No, if you actually understand them more, then they will actually show their actual what they would in.
Yeah. And parents have a duty to tell their kids that they are fat. Should they do that?
No, they're just gonna hurt their children more and feel bad for. They might just like snap and scream and yell at you at some random reason. So you're gonna be chill and also sometimes need to be under somehow to act understandable for how in front of them so they actually feel your warmth and then actually do what you say.
Okay, well said, Jenny. And parents should be responsible for their children's crimes. Remember that topic we discussed the other day?
So I don't think parents should be responsible for their children's crimes, because if the children make a crimes, it's dependent on the age. But if the children make crimes, then won't they be responsible for those? I mean, like, sure, you could look back at a camera or other stuff to see that if they actually trying to do that crimes, and if you see that they didn't mean to and it was an accident, you can just probably just let them go. Only feel a little punishment for them to not do that again for the rest of the years. Yeah. And the reason I think that parents should be responsible for their children's crimes is that parents have no stuff going around the children. But if they let their children on loose and just let them go anywhere on their own, especially on like big area like mall and something blah blah, it should be a crime.
Okay, well said. And parents should check their children's homework every day.
I mean, like, sure, but no, cause I'm not saying like, oh no, today I didn't do my homework today, but my parents probably gonna check my homework. And then I'm gonna say no because I don't want to do that to happen. No, I didn't mean that because that will never happen. I never got the chance to face my teacher with an empty homework anyway. So I guess that no is that because well parents sometimes is too stressed and sometimes to have any energy to get up on their work and do some stuff they need. They sometimes just flop down the bed and sleep immediately.
Okay. And parents must pay for children's education.
Um yeah. Depends on the age also. Because like if like in 18 not blah blah like high school stuff, then I probably think that we should be older enough to have our own job and then pay for our own education for at least somehow and not be leeching off our parents' money. I guess so. And
Yeah.
well, Also, if parents did pay for children education, that is common because we're still young, we don't really know what real life is. Even though how wise we is, we didn't got a chance to face that in real life though.
Well said. And grown-up children should look after elderly parents. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. But if the grown children have a chance to do anything, and especially spending their own money, then probably they're gonna spend the money to have a person to take care of their parents. And it's quite be nice but also sweet at the same time. Sometimes in summer that the grown children might just visit their parents for just for some luck, just to meet that sweet old home again. We would just memories when they are just child.
And children should help their parents prepare meals. What do you think, Jenny?
Yeah, yeah, I
Why should
think
they do
so.
that?
Um, wait. Can you say that again? I missed.
Yeah, so children should help their parents prepare meals.
Should right. So yeah, if they parent did teach them how to prepare them, then it would be good.
Okay. And do you help your parents to prepare meals?
But sometimes, but also like my parent will always say that, oh, I can just do it on your own. You'll be off doing something. Probably do your homework. I'm gonna just do it on my own.
Okay. And then aha. Do you think parents should be more understanding?
Yeah, like
Why?
that's the main reason to be a parent. You need to be more understanding, but also at the same time need to restrict your own children and likely to be not likely to make them become a sport rats if that's not what you want.
Yes. Okay.
And
And do you
well,
think your friends' parents are understanding?
I only see them on the outer side. I didn't see them, but actually they are in front of their own children. So I don't know.
Okay, very true. And do you think parents must motivate their children more?
Yeah, I mean, sure, kids will just go grow healthy and have a happy family, and I guess they can just return something for the family when they grow up. Yeah,
Okay. And how do you think parents could motivate children? What can they do?
like motivate them something. I don't know. Like if they're scared or worried about something, maybe they can just motivate them to make them feel better about those, or they can just or if the kids doesn't feel any help on them for the next day, blah blah, anything's just happening in front of them and they just feel no help coming to them, then just may encourage them.
Okay. Yes. And children must be paid for doing housework. What do you think?
I don't know. Like I did do housework, but to I never get paid. But that's totally fine because I'm used to it. And besides, lucky money have invented, so I don't really care.
Mm-hmm. And parents must be friends with their kids. What do you think?
I guess so. Only a little bit. But then again, we all know that when kids grow up, they just might just don't like their parents to be like their friends. They sometimes just feel awkward.
Yes, well said. And then sorry, Jenny. Do you think children should be spanked to be disciplined?
No. Because, like, first of all, violence gonna go on, screaming and crying, blah, blah, blah. They're gonna hate you forever, or they just gonna take those and never do those things again. Just avoid, just to avoid those punishment. And then again, it's depend on them, and probably like if they got spanked, most of them they will hate you for the eternity of their life and never gonna see that single chance of sorry. They're not gonna take it because it's too late for them.
Okay. And do you know of any kid that still gets spanked by their parents?
No. Except my next door neighbor. Well, he's still a kid, but I don't know.
Hmm. And parents should choose friends for their kids. Do you agree with this statement?
No. Because like if they choose their friends besides on the kids, then I think would be bad because like why would you even have kids if you only care for your friends anyway? You know that sometimes fake friends could even come up and betray you, right? So having a kid on your own, and even though you have your friends, it doesn't mean like you can forcefully get them into your own home and just like talking and chatting with them all day. No, you sometimes just need them sometimes. And having a kid, you'll be stuck in with that kid forever like gum. So if you don't have any care or affection for the kids, then the kids will have no emotion, no nothing with you.
I agree with you. And parents mustn't let kids play with toy guns. What do you think?
Well, I think that parents must let kids play with toy gun because like what's wrong with a toy gun? I mean, sure we can shoot things, but it's water, so it's family, family. Yeah. So
Any fam-
yeah, I got twisted my tongue.
no,
So
that's really yeah.
yeah, so maybe like sure it could wet your whole house because how red your kid is, and just play with a toy gun forever for the rest of eternity because of how obsessed with how they are so obsessed with those toys. And sure, you might just get annoyed with that, but at least they're happy.
Yeah, well said, Jenny. That was really good. Okay, now moving on to our next topic. That was all about kids and parents. Okay, now we're going to do this one. Talking about hobbies. So, what are your favorite hobbies, Jenny?
Drawing.
And what else?
I get just playing Block Blast. I know this was a weird opinion, but still, I somehow just get intrigued with that game.
Okay, so let's have a look. Do you think hobbies help people to become more patient?
Yeah, I mean, like, if they got more patient on their own hobby, doesn't it will be mean that talent will be more growing and might just gonna be using it on somehow in the future.
Yes. Okay. And then the next one there. Fishing is only for men. Do you agree with the statement?
No, because like if fishing is only for men, then why did I see some of the men bring their daughter to go fishing with them? Because that's not making sense.
Yeah. And have you ever gone fishing?
No, but I wish to.
Hmm. Do you know any of your friends who has gone fishing before?
No, I never heard anything of that from a friend.
Okay. And do you think indoor activities are better than outdoor activities?
Well, to me, well, not really, because indoor activity could be relaxing and kind of like fun because you can have all the space you want. You can do anything without other people looking at you, sure. But then again, times move by and you're gonna get used to it. That means you get bored easily. So having an outdoor activity will just brighten you up.
Okay. And what type of indoor activities do you do?
Anything that I have with my friend with me.
Okay. And what outdoor activities does your friends like to do?
Well, I don't know. She likes to play tag or just sometimes, hide
Mhm.
any place that I need to pop my eyes out just to look for. It was painful but also scary because she will hide at dark place.
So we call it hide and seek.
Yeah, but she somehow make it more scary to my opinion.
Oh, okay. And do you think parents must choose hobbies for their children?
I mean, well, no, but also yes. The no part is that children have their own opinions, so they just might dislike and then just raise their voice at their parent at no reason, depending on the children, by the way. And yes, is that because that if the parent forces their children to choose a hobby of what they would like, then the children would hate it at first, but then day by day, sure, they could get happy and blah blah because they're getting used to it, and then they're gonna get bored eventually. But the good part is they're gonna get better with those hobby and then gonna show up with their friends.
No, definitely. And tell me, Jenny, do you think many hobbies lead to addiction, like drug addiction, certain bad addictions?
Maybe, but depending on the hobby.
Okay. And what type of hobbies would lead to addiction?
I mean, like vape.
Oh, that's a good one.
And I guess, well, eating after eating and then taking a cigarette, because I heard some China they said if you can take a cigarette tastes very good you done when you done eating.
Yes. Okay. And let me just see the next one. Give me 1 second. Ah, every child must take up a sport. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. I mean, like, it could get annoying, stressful, but then again, at least they're good at those sports.
Mm-hmm. And what sport would you suggest that every kid should take?
Basketball
Basketball, and why basketball?
is fun and entertaining after all, and sometimes you accidentally kick the ball to someone's face. Because that happens
Hmm.
sometimes.
Yeah. And some hobbies can cause health problems. What do you think, Jenny?
How? Like how?
But no, do you agree with the statement or do you disagree with it?
I mean, like, sure, it depends on the hobby. Like vape.
Mm-hmm. And say, for instance, you have your hobby is ice skating. Do you think someone can get injured from that?
Sure, but it would be a really rare occasion, and if they did go ice skating, they're probably gonna do that with their friends. But I know that definitely most of them just like to do it alone because, well, just being chill alone, I guess.
Right. So smoking is more of a hobby that will actually cause harm to your health. I agree with you on that. Is knitting a boring hobby?
No, if you're really good at it and you actually make some pretty and fun stuff.
Yes. Okay. Have you ever tried to knit?
I try to, but always get tangled.
Oh, I also tried to knit once. And what did you try to make, Jenny?
I tried to make a squid, but uh, the hands got tangled and I'm just being sad. But I did remember what my friend knit a little cow, which is kind of sweet because like the cow looked like an egg.
Yes, definitely. And learning playing a musical instrument is a waste of time. Do you agree with the statement or not?
I don't know, but I guess it's the answer no because like learning in musical instrument is that maybe it will be a waste of time. Only a little bit depend on what you guys think. And also it's like some of the school forces students to actually learn like one instrument. Like I know that some school actually force students to do that, and sure it would be bad, but also like on your opinion, on everyone's opinion, it will be like blah blah blah. But at least you got a talent, right?
Yeah. And if you had to learn to play a musical instrument, which musical instrument would it be?
Piano or guitar.
Okay, have you played it before?
Well, no.
Not. Okay. And some people have no talent at all. Do you agree with this statement?
I mean, I don't want to be rude, but only a little job of it people have no talent. But it doesn't mean that their life is gonna be worse, okay? I know that some of the kids in my school have literally only a little bit because I don't want to be rude, is that only a drop of them don't have a talent at all. And their life in school is kinda worse and they're bad at every subject and every teacher hate them because of the lack of understanding in education and yeah. But I know that one of my teachers have taught me that if some of those kids like that, they're gonna be grow up and be a millionaire sometime.